Listen now to the tales, the legends, and the true stories. For time is but a human construct, and it knows no bounds. For the paranormal and unexplained, it is always horror time.
We join a group of friends as they head to a tunnel in their town that is abandoned and supposedly haunted. Legend has it there was a mining accident and the cave collapsed and killed 13 workers. The thing was, it wasn't an accident. It was sabotage. The spirits now roam what's left of the tunnels, and our two friends, Lou and Jacoby, are about to find what will happen if you dare enter the tunnels.
Hey, here's a good one. What are you jackasses scared of?
That's easy. Nothing.
What about you two losers? Are you tough like Matt and I?
Well, my biggest fear is spiders.
Oh, those things? You're so much bigger than they are. You just squash them. Man, can you believe this guy, Pat? What a winnie.
And what about you? Being in tight spaces. Well, boys, we got a surprise for you tonight. As we walk down this trail, do you know what's at the end? What?
Well, it's a place where both of you can face your fears, and then you can be a part of our group. Just think of all the parties you'll be invited to. You will be legends. All you have to do is go into that old abandoned tunnel and bring back a pickaxe, specifically a pickaxe from deep inside. And there's only one way in and out. And we'll be watching. So don't you just try running back because you're too scared or something.
Yeah, if you two wimp out, we'll tell everyone at school all your fears and that you came running out with piss running down your legs. You wouldn't want to look like a dumbass in front of the whole school, would you? Hey, how long do we have to stay in the tunnel? As long as it takes to get the old pickaxe and bring it back. If you can make it out, you're good.
Hey, Pat, you know what? I'm feeling generous. Look, if you guys can last at least 3 hours, you don't got to get a piece of equipment. Now, if you find a piece of old equipment, the pickaxe, it's got to be the pickaxe, you can come out right away. Hey, and just remember, if you listen closely, they say you can still hear them trying to claw their way out as it gets closer and closer until...
Ah!
Come on, Pat, let's get out of here. These chumps, they don't got the balls. At this point, the boys enter the tunnel, go deeper and deeper, until they have to use the flashlight to see, and no longer can see the way they came in.
Come on, do you think they would send us into a place that was really unsafe? Those are just stories, and those two are dipshits. If this is all we have to do to be with the cool kids, it'll be a piece of cake.
Yeah, you're right. Hey, I bet they'll have people down here trying to scare us.
Yeah, scare us, sure.
Okay, you heard that, right? It came from over there. There's nothing there, though. And there's nothing to hide behind.
Shh. Wait, there's something else. Listen. Is that a bird? Someone must be holding up down here. Well, the noises seem to be coming from the fork, so let's bear right and avoid the noises, right?
What if it's a gang or something? We wouldn't stand a chance. Help me.
Dude, why the hell would you make a sound right behind me?
First off, ouch. Second, I didn't whisper anything. Maybe it was the minor 49er.
Yeah, okay, Scooby Doo. Let's be real here. We must be getting close to the site. It shouldn't be far by now. They are really trying to scare us with these whispers. I think it's working, and I wonder if they're getting on video. It'd be kind of funny to watch, right?
Wouldn't that be a laugh? Wait, do you see that up ahead? Oh my gosh, nice! It's the pickaxe right there! Let's grab it and get back to the entrance and show these bozos who's boss.
I don't think we should have picked up that pickaxe.
Oh boy, that can't be good. Something is definitely wrong. We better hurry up. Come on, let's go! Whoa! Look out!
We're not gonna make it! We're not gonna make it! This is it!
Lou and Jacoby learned 2 lessons a little too late as they were sucked into the abyss of the cave. Don't get yourself lost into peer pressure. And never, ever disturb a grave.
Hello, horror fans. I'm Timekeeper Matt.
I'm Timekeeper Pat.
And welcome to episode 2 of season 3. Today we're going to delve into the Shanghai Tunnels in Portland, Oregon. Apparently, it's one of the most haunted places on the planet. So I'm excited to kind of delve into this one and share the secrets of these tunnels, the myths of these tunnels at least. Pat, you ready for that?
Let's go for that deep dive.
Let's do it. All right, so here we go. Before we venture into the chilling stories of ghostly encounters that echo within the dark passageways, let's first go over the history surrounding the myth of the tunnel. In the late 19th century, Portland was a thriving port city, and with an apparent, horrific secret. The tunnels were a series of connecting basements of above businesses. It allowed for easy transport of goods from the ports by avoiding trolley traffic and the people above. The myth states that an awful practice known as shanghaiing was rampant. Basically, unwary individuals, often drunk and vulnerable, were drugged, kidnapped, and forced into a life of servitude aboard ships. These abductions took place right under the city by throwing the individuals through what were called deadfalls, or trapdoors located in the above businesses. To facilitate this dark trade, it is said a network of underground tunnels were created. Not only did this occur down there, but darker things like human trafficking and even cannibalism have been rumored to occur. It is also said that the gangsters during the Prohibition era used the tunnels to smuggle alcohol to the surrounding speakeasies. They would also use it as a solitary confinement to torture individuals. There was also a massacre that took place where a rival gang disguised themselves as police officers, raided a speakeasy, led the gangs and the led the opposing gang and patrons down into the tunnels, where they opened fire with Tommy guns. Though most of the tunnels are filled in to this day, some say that the spirits from all these horrific events still linger to this day. So clearly, there's a lot of negative energy that happened down there. And right now, I guess you really can only go into like a basement area. It doesn't seem like there's like tunnels that you can go through, even though they call it the Shanghai Tunnels. From what I gather, it's more of a myth, and that these tunnels have been filled in, but there's no evidence at the moment that any of this stuff happened. So this all is all a myth at this point. But people still are claiming that when they go down there, they are witnessing paranormal events. So let's kind of go into that a little bit. So, first, there's unexplained sounds. Many visitors to the tunnels have reported hearing strange and unexplained sounds, such as footsteps, whispers, or cries, often when there's no other visible sources for these noises. People have also claimed to have seen apparitions or shadowy figures while exploring the tunnels. These apparitions are often described as wearing clothes from the 19th century. Visitors have also witnessed temperature changes, where they've reported sudden drops in temperature or pockets of extreme cold, even in areas where it's not expected. These cold spots are commonly associated with the paranormal activity. Many individuals go down there and they have a sense of feeling uneasy, anxious, or even a sensation of being watched while in the tunnels. Some have reported feeling as though they were not alone. They hear voices and whispers. People have reported hearing voices and whispers in the tunnel, sometimes in languages they don't even understand. These voices are often described as faint and disembodied. Others have seen and reported moving objects that seem to move on their own in the tunnels, like chairs shifting positions overnight or items seemingly propelled by unseen forces, are examples of such reports. And there are a few that have been named down there as well. There's Nina. Nina's backstory varies in different accounts, but she is commonly depicted as a young woman who was either lured or abducted into the tunnels. Some versions of the legend suggest that she fell in love with a sailor and was tricked into entering the tunnels, where she was subsequently forced into prostitution. Visitors and tour guides have reported hearing crying or sobbing sounds, and some claim to have encountered a female presence or seen apparitions believed to be Nina. Another apparition is named Old Bill. Old Bill's true identity remains a mystery, but he is often described as an elderly man with a grizzled appearance. It is believed that he may have been drugged or kidnapped and then shanghaied into service on a ship. Reports of Old Bill's ghostly manifestations, including sightings of an old man in ragged clothes, often seen wandering the tunnels or appearing as a shadowy figure. And the last entity is named Shanghai Sam. Not much is known about Shanghai Sam, and details about his life before the tunnels are scarce. His presence is usually associated with the sense of unease and foreboding that some experience in the tunnels, especially in darker or more remote areas. And there are also accounts where people feel their shirts being tugged as they enter the tunnel as well. And just kind of a short thing, but that's kind of what I have on those tunnels. So what do you kind of, yeah, it's a lot of activity going on down there. I mean, if any of that is true, that's just like awful. The amount of things that gone down there, cannibalism, trafficking, and Shanghai sounds like it sucks. Like, could you imagine going to a bar, getting drunk, and then the next day you're like in the middle of the ocean? Because they would like knock you out, and then you would just be out for a while, and then you would wake up on the ship. And then I heard some accounts saying that it was people like upwards of like 6 years before they would like return to the mainland.
Jeez.
Yeah. So it was a practice, but I guess it's not. The reason it's kind of hotly debated because there's no real evidence. Like it probably did happen in Portland, but it wasn't something that it was crazy well known for. So that's one of those things. I mean, they do offer tours and stuff. I would love to tour it at some point. Um, but yeah, uh, it's definitely interesting and apparently one of the most haunted places on the planet.
And it's funny that they get like names like Bill, Nina, and Sam,
Yeah.
like with how old you might think it is, and like records and how they keep them, how they could actually pull a name.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's just because they're giving them names or if like I don't know why like what these names are or where they're coming from. I think like I said most of it's myth. So
Hmm.
you know how I mean we've gone over this before. You know how it is when it's myth, things get passed along, details change. This has been since the 19th century that, these reported things have been happening. So I don't know. Um So I don't know where they get these records from, or they just name the entities just because they want to name them.
Yeah,
But
that's funny.
yeah, yeah. So it seems like yeah. I thought I going down there. I mean, I've heard of people like getting like their shirt tugged and stuff like that. Like, nah, screw that.
I wonder how confined they are.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've looked at pictures of it, and I'll throw up some pictures on our social media pages regarding it. Um, but yeah, I mean, if any of the listeners have been there before, we would love to hear about it, whether you want to comment on our, social media posts, whatnot. Yeah, let us know. It does sound like a real cool thing. I mean, neither of us live anywhere near Portland, so it's not something we can just go to. But I've heard a lot about it in researching ghost stories and stuff like that. And I actually have it in the Urban Legends series that we do on Facebook Reels. That is the legend for Oregon, is that one. Um, but yeah, creepy. Like I just couldn't
Wonder. And you
like.
said they filled most of the tunnels in or
Yeah,
tunnels.
I guess they filled a lot of them in because they're not. But you can go, like I said, you can go in the tunnel, and then you can see those trap doors that I was talking about as well.
Hmm.
Those exist, the deadfalls or whatever, so you can see those. But also, like we were saying in the history of it, it seems that these were used for just transport of goods in general. So I don't know if they were used for that, but also for speakeasies and stuff. During Prohibition era.
Yeah,
Um, I mean, that's nuts that they just like. I mean, I think that actually happened where they took them down and just slaughtered these people with Tommy
yeah.
guns.
The Tommy gun one. When you said that, I was like, oh my god,
Yeah, yeah. That's whew, all over alcohol, man.
alcohol is a hell of a drug.
Well, it's just crazy that like it still baffles me that that America ever outlawed that.
I know, right?
I couldn't even imagine. Like, I'm not a big drinker myself, but
No.
it's just not having that. Like, I can imagine it's
Well, you still got like moonshiners too that
well,
are
yeah,
around and make
exactly.
that.
Well, yeah, that to this day because but that comes out of Prohibition era. You know, making alcohol in a bathtub and
Some
cooking.
of them make a lot of money too. Like,
Yeah, I know.
crazy.
I know.
I used to watch the show with my dad all the time when I went over. And I was like, how are they not getting caught by the cops when they're advertising on a reality show that they make in
Oh
moonshine
yeah, yeah. I've
out
seen.
in the woods?
I've always kind of wondered that too. Shows like that, I'm like, how is this okay? I don't. There must be some type of thing they sign. But regardless, like what?
How do you get a pass?
Yeah, right, right. It's funny. Um, I don't know. Yeah, we definitely need to make a trip there, but I don't
I
know.
know. We do all these we have to find a point where we can actually go and do stuff, or
Yeah,
like
that
I'll
would be
go something around me, or you could go around something around you, and
that
we
would be
can let the fans know what's going on, like
that would
what
be
we
fun to kind of do,
experienced.
or do some like live feeds.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fun. We should do that at some point. Yeah,
I'm scared to be on video, but
show your face,
Eee.
not just a voice.
What else? You said with the Shanghai thing. So it's when so they're basically kidnapping someone to work for them.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay, and it doesn't matter who it is; it's just anyone.
Yeah, but they mostly went for like drunk people, just because it was so vulnerable. That
Okay,
they would just go to that. I don't think it was any type of particular like race or anything like that.
gender, race, or anything like
Gender,
that.
race, yeah, anything like that. I think it was just kind of finding people who were vulnerable and drunk, and just taking them on there and just making them ship hands and do whatever. There was a reason why it's called Shanghai. I think it was mostly because it was going towards China or something like that. Is why they called it Shanghai. Um, yeah, just terrible practice. I
Because I
mean,
just I just think of Shanghai Noon,
yeah,
the Jackie Chan and Owen Wilson, and I'm like, wait a second.
yeah. What would you do like if you're on a tour? Like I always kind of hope when I'm on these tours that I hear these things when they're talking about these things. I'm like, come on, give me something.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you're on that tour and you had something, you heard voices or you heard had a tugging on your shirt, like would you like up and go out of that tour or would
Well, obviously,
you
at
keep going?
first I would think it was just like some kid tugging on my shirt. I'd be
Yeah,
like, dude, you need to stop, or like something, and
yeah,
or like I turn to the parents behind me if there's parents or the kids behind me, like, can you just make sure your kid stops tugging on my shirt? Like, I understand he's a kid, but like, kind of irritating me right now. I'm trying to have an experience,
yeah.
but
I think that's the creepier aspect of this paranormal activity is that it's not you have your stock like hearing unexplained sounds, temperature fluctuations, like voices, whatever. That's all kind of, it feels kind of normal when it comes to paranormal experiences, or horror tropes or anything like that too. But the tugging on the shirt, it just seems so specific,
mhm.
like, and it just seems so creepy. It seems very specific to that area. I don't know. I mean, there might be more paranormal places that do that, but that's kind of the first time I've ever really heard the physical part of tugging on the shirt. And it makes you wonder, kind of like what we talked about last week with poltergeists. Poltergeists kind of do is more of like a physical thing,
Right.
like physical things happen.
Mhm.
So like, wonder if the entities in here are poltergeists at all, or again, it's like one of those stuck in a loop things that we've talked about in the past. But it seems like it's more of like the ghost is interacting with you if they're tugging your shirt, like they know
Right.
you're there, and
Like,
that's
yeah.
something you don't see too terribly often. Like with the things that we've kind of gone through as when it goes into paranormal stuff, like we've said, it seems like more of this like vision that you're looking at where they almost in like a parallel universe type thing where it's going on and you're just witnessing it, and they don't know you're there, you don't know they're there. But this one kind of seems like, oh no, I'm interacting with you, you're here, like almost like like you said, like you think it's a little kid, but then maybe it is, like maybe it's a little kid like tugging on your shirt, running
Mhm.
away, or maybe it is someone trying to get your attention, or I don't know.
It's crazy because with the different, like you said, the different, like it's either an echo or it's outside of its echo and it can
Yeah,
interact.
yeah. And it's just because there's so many entities there, it's also kind of cool I hope this stuff didn't happen, honestly, like because all this stuff is very horrific.
Yes.
So I hope it did not happen. But it's very interesting how this stuff came about. Like these myths, these stories, like where do people just build upon these? Like it just seems like there's a lot going on in the Shanghai tunnels, but all of it's a myth and none of it is like, as far as historians are concerned, there's not a lot of evidence behind any of these things happening in this tunnel, but somehow all of these things, all these stories exist.
Hmm.
And then you have
It's
the paranormal. It's like, where did it all really, when I hear these things, I'm like, where did these origins come from? Where did it start? Like, why did it start? Was it just a bunch of people, a bunch of kids just like messing around, making stories up, and it just kind of caught on? I always find that interesting.
it could be, and then
Yeah.
it generated a tulpa. So anyone that goes down
Yeah.
there,
Yeah. We've talked about tulpas before. Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
scary.
Yeah. Very possibly. Um, I feel it would be a cool setting for a film, these Shanghai tunnels. I don't
Yeah,
think
it
I've,
remind,
I don't think they've ever done
excuse
anything
me.
with that. I mean, they've done. We've talked about like the movie in the catacombs before, the As Above or whatever. We've
Yeah,
talked we've talked about that, but
descent.
yeah, I feel like this Shanghai tunnel will be a good setting for like a found footage type of film, especially with all these things that have gone down.
None of the actors probably want to go down in there.
Yeah, or like you get knocked out in the like you're in the Shanghai tunnels and a ghost entity like knocks you out and then you end up on like a ghost ship.
Oh my gosh,
Like
dude,
that'd be kind of cool, right?
that'd
Patent
be that'd be wild.
copyright patent
Like,
pending, not patent pended but copyright, in case anyone listens. That's my movie idea.
would you be able to physically be on the boat if it's a ghost ship,
Well,
or would you fall through?
I don't know. Well, what if it was like a Davy Jones type of thing? Like it is a ghost ship, like dead people. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like Pirates of the Caribbean coming out here, like that type of thing. Like it's what's it called? A Flying Dutchman. That's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, like where it's like almost like a real type of ship, but like it's all ghosts, dead people, and whatever they were.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I don't know.
Like shit. Like, there's stuff that's easier. Like nowadays, there's stuff that's makes all this easier. You don't have to do this.
You're on there for 6 years. Oh my god. But anyway, that I think is all I've got as far as this episode's concerned.
Yeah, fun little thing. We'll have to
Yeah,
make an adventure out of it.
I would love to do that. That'd be awesome, and do a live recording down there. That'd be cool.
As long as you're not afraid of enclosed spaces.
If you look at the pictures of it, it doesn't look too bad. They're more like basements. I don't know if you caught that when I said that they were connecting basements, not really tunnels per
Tunnels.
se,
Yeah.
but yeah, connecting basements. But I don't know how big they were. But
I guess it depends on how many spiders are down there. Because if there's a ton of spiders, then I'm
yeah,
out.
I know you care. I know you care about that. As long as they're not venomous spiders, I don't care. But yeah, that's something we'll have to look into in the future. So, but yeah, so guys, thanks for listening. We do very much appreciate it. If you could be so kind to leave a review, that really helps us out a lot and helps us find more horror fans out there that want to check us out and hear our original horror time tales and the conversations that we have after that. And then as we've said, we are very, very thankful for the recent spike in social media followers that we've had, especially on our Facebook page. We love that you guys have been taken to our Facebook reels and our urban legends that we've been sharing, and our reels and our memes and all of that stuff. We've been having, quite the fun time. I think we're up to probably 10, almost 10.3 thousand, 10.3K
Woo woo.
followers, which is freaking awesome. So thank you, everyone who is the new listeners here. Welcome to Horror Time. And yeah, hopefully you just kind of keep on listening. And like I said, leave a review. And we do have TikTok, we have Facebook, all at Horror Time Podcast, Instagram as well, Threads. But most of our updating is on Facebook Reels and Facebook page at the moment. So yeah, we will see you next time with the Stanley Hotel. So excited for that one. The Stanley Hotel, if you guys just kind of as a little bit of a pre-episode here, or what that episode's about, the Stanley Hotel is the inspiration for the book and also the movie Stephen King's The Shining. So with spooky season here, we thought that would be a perfect one to go and kind of delve into. We've done haunted hotels before, but we've never gone into this, this famous hotel. So excited to tell a Horror Time original tale based off of that, and then also, delve into the history of the Stanley Hotel. So, you got anything else, Pat?
We're all good. Just thankful for all the fans, and let's keep it going.
Sounds good. All right, guys. We'll catch you later.